This is Maizey and her week 1 recap. Hi, big girl. Hello. So starting off training this week, we're gonna try to engage her in some toy play. Get it, yeah, get it, good girl. From the get-go, she knows why I'm here. She knows I have the snacks. Good job. So she is excited to just train, but I want to try to give her a few seconds to see if she'll engage with my toy, which you did. Can I get a little more though? I know, you're just so excited to work, huh? So with training puppies this young, we do want to make sure we keep training fun. Hence why we're going to try to engage a little with our toy. I know, yeah, good girl. Yeah, good job. The flirt pole specifically, I do really like it for young puppies, especially puppies. You know, it's very common for them to be mouthy. So the flirt pole is nice in that you get to stand up. You don't have to be on the floor with them. Your hands aren't directly on the toy. Therefore, you're not going to accidentally get mouthed on by your puppy. So that is a super nice toy, especially if you have kids. Well, to get into training, we're going to start by doing what's called charging our clicker. That I'm going to simply click my clicker and then hand my puppy a piece of food. Now when I do this, it's right here, ma'am. Right there. I'm not asking my puppy for anything specifically. I just really don't want to accidentally capture any negative behaviors. So if she is whining or jumping or pawing or anything like that, I just wouldn't click during those times. And then the point of the clicker, it is a reward marker. So your reward marker is what you're going to use with training to capture the moment that our puppies give us the behavior that we ask for. So sit, for example, my dog's butt is on the ground, their front paws are on the ground. That is the picture that I want to save. So that is what I want to capture. I'm going to click that and then feed my puppy a piece of food. Good. Now week 1, because this is brand new to them, we are charging our clicker a lot. As we continue, it'll be more of just like a reminder of let's get started type of thing. Good girl. So after we've charged our clicker, I want to charge what's going to be called my release word. Okay. For that, I'm using the word okay. I'm showing her that I have a piece of food. Okay. And then tossing my food in one direction. This we're going to use for our position, so like a sit and a down. Okay. For the next few weeks, we're going to start building duration. So how long she'll stay in that sit or stay in that down until we give her that release word. Okay. Good girl. Same thing when we work on our mat. We're going to use that release word and tell her, okay, you're done, you can get off the mat. So now that we've charged our clicker, we've charged our release word, I want to do what's called following a food lure. So for that, I want to have a flat palm. Food is in my hand. I'm going to cover that food with my thumb. And then this way, I can rotate my hand without the food falling. And she'll also be able to stay connected to that food because it is a little exposed. So she's licking it, she wants it. Good. We take a few steps and then I click, so I mark and then I feed her. I'm gonna do the same thing with my other hand. Show her the food, she's connected. We're gonna slowly move. Good girl. This week we're not really taking too many steps, but throughout the next few weeks we'll really start to have her follow food throughout the whole training space. Good girl. Very nice. Following the food lure is going to be really important for all aspects of training. You need your dog to be attached to that food in the beginning stages in order to get the behaviors. If your dog is not attached, you will find that you're struggling a little with getting the behavior, or at least getting the behavior quickly. So teaching them this from the beginning is important. Next thing I want to do is the same thing, but I'm going to pair it with her name just to get a little name recognition. Maizey. Good girl. more. Maizey. Nice, good girl. All right, so we did a few behaviors. We charged our clicker, we charged our release word, we followed the food lure, and we paired that with her name. So I'm gonna get my toy back out, see if she wants to take a little break, engage with the toy. What do you think? She's like, no, lady, let's just keep going. Come on, what's this? Bless you, bless you. You wanna get your toy? Get your toy, get it. Oh, good girl, good girl. She's like, I'm only doing this to appease you right now. Good job. You got it. You got it. Wrong part of the toy, but you still got it. Good job. Oh my goodness. Very good. Good girl. Yeah, good job. Nice. Oh, good tugging. Good job. And then as soon as she lets go, we will move on. Oh, thank you. All right, so next thing I want to work on is going to be teaching her how to do a hand target. Hand target, I'm going to hold the food the same way that I did for that food lure. This way I can show her my palm without dropping the food. Similar to the food lure, except I am going to take my hand away. So first I want to show her that I have the food. She wants it, she's licking it. Then I'm going to pull my hand back. Touch. Good. And that's the goal, is that she gets up, she moves to follow that hand. And as soon as I feel her nose re-engage with my hand, that's what I'm clicking and feeding. Touch. Good. So this week we're really not moving our hand too far, but this is a movement behavior. So eventually I want to get to the point where she could be across the room and I ask her, touch, and she comes in to me to offer that hand target. I really personally like to use this one as a focus engagement exercise. So if I take my dog somewhere, I'm going to ask him for a few hand targets first. Once his focus and attention is on me, then we'll move into whatever space we're going into. Touch. Good girl. Yeah, it's also a fun one. So this could be considered a trick that you ask your dog for a few fun hand targets. Right now we're keeping it low to the ground, but eventually you could ask for higher up hand targets where she kind of has to jump to offer that. But it is a fun exercise as well. Next thing I want to work on with her is going to be the first part, 2 position changes. So this week we're going to focus on a sit. And the way that I'm going to get her into that position is I'm going to show her food at nose level, and then I want to come up and back with the goal that she follows that food and pushes herself back into a sit. I want to stay super close, so right at her nose. Sit. Good girl. We'll click and feed the initial behavior. Come in with a follow-up cookie for staying in this nice position. Okay. And then a final cookie to release her from her sit. Good girl. Sit. Nice. You're so smart. Right? Okay. And then just toss that release cookie in a different direction. One more. Sit. Wow, you're so fast. What a good girl. Nice. Okay, good job staying there. Good girl. Okay. And again, we'll get the flirt pole back out. See if she wants to take a little break. So now when you guys are training at home, I would pick like 2 or 3 different behaviors that you're gonna focus on. Now we do a 20-minute training session where we jam in every behavior. But for you guys, I'd pick 2 or 3, maybe a 10-15 minute session, good girl, where you focus just on those 2 or 3 behaviors and do that 2 to 3 times a day. I would start with some toy play, get her engagement, and then you'll do your behaviors, and then you could finish with some toy play. Good girl, lovey. Yeah, you chewed it a few times. Yeah, good job. Good job, get it. Oh, you want to go play with the monkey instead? Okay. That's okay. All right, babes, let's just keep going. Okay. Next thing I want to work on is what we call our magic mat. So the mat is a stationary behavior. This week we're going to work on step 1 of just her going to the mat. As soon as she gets 4 paws on, I will click and feed that. Go to your mat. Good. So click and feed the initial 4 paws. Feed a follow-up cookie for staying on that mat. Maybe another follow-up cookie. And then we'll release her. Okay. You're gonna pick that mat up and we'll move it to a new spot. Go to your mat. 4 paws, ma'am. And we can help her this week, kind of luring her into the mat. Good girl. Okay. But the goal with this next week is that she'll hopefully run right over, get onto that mat, maybe offer us a sit. Go to your mat. Good girl. A down is even better. Very nice. Good girl. Okay. Oh, that went right out of the training space. Here you go, baby. So the mat, I do really like to use this one. This is probably one of my favorite behaviors to work on. In my kitchen a lot, if I'm cooking, if I'm unloading the dishwasher, I'll have my dog station on a little carpet that I have in the kitchen. That way they're somewhere safe as I'm cutting up something that they shouldn't eat. I don't want them up in my space. And then I also really like to use it if I'm having company over. You can have your dog stationed on the mat as your company comes in, they get settled, and then you'll release your dog to go say hi. Also, a really nice one to use this for is if you guys plan on doing social things with her. So if you plan on taking her to maybe a sporting event, a coffee shop, a restaurant, the mat is going to be vital for that she knows her mat, can station on her mat as you order your drinks, you enjoy your drinks without having to really worry about her trying to wander or bother other people. So that is a really important one to teach if you want to plan on taking her places. Next thing I want to work on is going to be our cooperative care and handling. So this is really important for the puppies this young, getting them used to body handling, being touched in ways, yes, that their vet is going to touch them, also ways that their groomer is going to touch them. Yes, good girl. So the vet she's going to have to go to for the rest of her life. The groomer, same thing, even if that's you grooming her at home. Yes, okay. You want to make sure that she's used to being touched and handled in the way that they will be touching and handling her. So just now, I had her attached to food in my right hand, so she's focused on that food. My left hand was then doing all of the body handling. First thing I practiced was just some baby restraint. So tucking under her belly to support her standing and kind of keeping her relatively still. Yes, good girl. And then lift her tail. So practice lifting the tail for future temperatures. Yes. The groomer will have to lift that tail for any type of cleaning. I also want to make sure that I handle up towards her face. So flipping an ear. Yes. Good girl. We'll flip the other ear. Yes. Good job. And then I want to look in her mouth. Yes. Good girl. Okay. With my body handling, notice how I'm using a verbal reward marker instead of that clicker as my reward marker. I personally will use both when I'm doing body handling, but specifically for this stage, I am using my verbal instead. That way the click is hand. And it's because they skipped these vital steps at a young age. Yes, good girl. So I'm gliding down her body, getting to the paw and lifting. Yes, good girl. We'll do the same thing up front. Yes, good job. And now body handling this week, okay, very short and sweet. So we're not really doing too much duration just yet. I'm not applying any type of pressure. I'm just getting to what I need to handle and showing her that good things happen when you're touched in these places. Good girl. Next week we'll continue building on that with duration, with pressure, and we'll start introducing different grooming tools. The next thing I want to do and final thing will be getting her dressed in her harness. Now wearing her harness up is just getting her used to having gear on, having clothing on for future walks. Right now she does have a collar on. Very good girl. But some people like to walk their dog on just a collar. Some people like to walk them with the harness on. You will find what works best for you. Just make sure either way they are appropriately fit so that when you're walking them, they can't potentially slip out of their leash or their collar or their harness. So once she has her gear on, I want to get some movement from her. Quit chewing on my treat pouch. Okay. Maeve, or Maizey, I'm sorry. Ready? Get it. Maizey, good girl. So we're gonna play the flying cookie game. For that, I'm tossing a release cookie, so I'm sending her away. As soon as she's done eating, I'm gonna call her name. Okay, Maizey, good girl. And then as soon as she turns towards me when I've called her name, that's when I'll click and I'll feed her. Okay, Maizey, good. This week I'm staying very stationary, right? I'm just right here. She knows where to come back to once she hears her name. Once she starts to really catch on, I will add some movement. Okay. Maizey, good girl. Good job. Yeah, let's not climb on people, okay? Okay. And then to get that harness off, I'll show her that I have a few pieces of food, unclasp that, and then just let her walk out. And then that will be it for her week 1 recap.